Kids, don't listen to this. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
I can go all day without eating if I eat breakfast, though.
I can't go 15 minutes. I put apples.
I can tell you like eating, Colin.
I've never seen anyone eat more than you. As often as you
I eat 18 times a day. I just had a bite of a Power Bar, half an apple, and a handful of peanuts in the last hour. I don't even know how you do it. I'd pass out. Yeah. Okay, so Zeke is holding out for the Cowboys. Well, my friend, you enjoyed an occasional holdout.
I never held out. What are you talking about? That's
twice.
Not my thing. But I put out about twice, yeah. Look, running backs have a window, a small window, and that window is 5 to 7, sometimes 8 years. Sometimes.
Max.
Maybe. But you got to get the money when you can. And I don't blame Jerry Jones. I don't blame the Cowboy organization. I don't blame Zeke Elliott. I don't blame his agent, Rocky Arsenault. I blame DeMar Smith and the NFLPA. I blame them. They set this rule in place. This whatever they set in place for you have to. It's 4 years on a rookie contract. 4 years. Really, it's 7 years because then they got the option. Then they've got 2 times they can franchise tag you. I mean, you'd have no shot. To me, they should have maybe two years, and then you can arbitrate. If you outplaying your contract, arbitrate it. I let the team say, you know what, he's outplaying his contract. So I don't blame Zeke. I don't blame him. Man, he's got to get his money now. He's not a quarterback. He can't wait like Dak can. Dak will play 15, 16 years. Well, he may play 9 or 10.
Analytics are saying that running backs don't pay him a second contract. That's what analytics are saying.
Most of the time, and like I say, but the problem with the analytics thing is that people say it, and all of a sudden people start believing it. Oh man, we don't need a running back. We don't need a running back. First of all, Kyle, you got to understand, in the NFL, it's only going to be, even going back to when I played, 4 or 5 top backs, top running backs.
At any one time, the league's got about 4 studs.
Exactly. See? 4 or 5. That's about it. And now it was about 5. Quarterbacks, you may have the same. Top quarterbacks, not just quarterbacks, but no offense, but they'll pay those bum quarterbacks that don't deserve the money just because they're a quarterback. Well, he's a starting quarterback for the so-and-so, so he should get paid because he's a starting. So-and-so, if he makes $20 million, so he shouldn't be making $3 million because he's a quarterback. If you're the best player on your football team and you're a running back, you should get paid like a quarterback. That was my argument with the Rams. I was making $150. I wanted $1 million. John Shaw told me we'll never pay a running back $1 million. Never. And so I said, well, this ain't going to work.
So you held out.
So I held out.
And what happened?
And then eventually I ended up getting traded. But I did get my $1 million in Indianapolis. Did I want to go to Indy? No. I wanted to stay in L.A. And I know for a fact Zeke wants to stay with the Cowboys. I think it's going to work out for him. They should pay him. He's the best player on that team. He's the star. Without Zeke, as Zeke goes, the Cowboys go.
Let's talk about Le'Veon Bell. Joy often references this. When somebody doesn't play, we forget about them.
Yeah.
And then they come back and you're like we'll do this with Kevin Durant. We'll just stop talking about him. So Le'Veon Bell was a 285 touch guy. That's an unbelievable number. That's like a pitcher pitching 300 innings. So Le'Veon Bell takes the year off. My concern was, is that any good for his body?
Of course it's great for his body. I carried the ball 404 times my second year. But it's great for his body, but the thing is where Le'Veon is going to. You
worry about that?
I worry about where he's going. It's almost like when I left the Rams, did I want to go I didn't know this offense. I didn't know that offensive line. You get comfortable in your situation. Pittsburgh was tailor-made for him because the offensive line, they know him. They know that's how he stops and starts. You have to get used to that. You have to get used to the guys up front. Like you say, okay, this guy can pull fast. This guy's a straight-ahead blocker. This guy's kind of weak. I mean, he may get knocked in the backfield, so I got to make adjustments on him. And with the Jets, they don't know him. They got to get to know him. And that's stopping in the backfield. Every back don't do that. You're taught as a running back, hit the holes.
Go.
Hit the holes quick. And he does.
Le'Veon doesn't. That's not his style.
Do that. No.
It is. When you look at all these personalities in the NFL, so Le'Veon just says, I'm going to take a year off. Some guys hold out. Some guys don't hold out. Baker Mayfield's chugging beers. Again, it's not the end of the world. But I've always said this. If you look historically at the quarterbacks that work in this league for 15 years, they're not frat boys. They're not party boys. They're not hat-on backward boys. Sometimes they're boring, Russell Wilson. They're boring, Joe Montana. Tom Brady, almost corporate. You mean some Baker for me is a lot of frat boy. Now, it's not the end of the world. I get it. What do you make of him biting into cans and doing his thing?
First of all, you love Russell Wilson. You always
you always use Russell
Wilson.
You don't love Russell Wilson?
I like Russell. I do
what
like
do you mean,
him. I like Russell.
I like a chocolate bar and a ice cream cone.
Yeah.
I love. You don't like doesn't mean anything to me. Really? I'm not paying people $30 million because I like them.
You pay them because they're good, not because you like them or they bad. Look, how I feel about Baker Mayfield is this. Baker is Baker. Baker has his own personality. He's at a baseball game having a good time. When Baker came out in the draft, I thought he would probably be the first pick. I was with a couple of guys. They thought I was crazy. I said, I like the way he plays. I like his enthusiasm. And I like the way his teammates rally around him. That shows a lot. If your teammates are there, they dancing with you. And like, this is our guy. He's at a baseball game having a good time. I know he's not sitting back with his hat on, just like.
Okay,
that's boring.
Who were your quarterbacks?
What you mean when I played with?
Yeah.
Vince Ferragamo is my quarterback.
Okay, Vince Ferragamo is now a very successful real estate guy. He's not a goofball.
But, everybody does something kind of dumb when you're in your 20s. He's not 50 years old. Vince is 50, like 60 years old. You got to think about it. Everybody was 20. I was 20. I get crazy stuff.
But when you went to Indianapolis, was your quarterback mature or not?
I had Gary Huggable. Gary was older, too. I mean, I had older quarterbacks.
Didn't you have Jeff George?
Jeff was young. Now, Jeff was a guy that had a good time.
Yeah, how'd it work out?
But you know what? It's not even Jeff's fault. Jeff, we had no offensive coordinator, nobody around him to help him.
Not his fault.
It's not. I mean, you know what the thing is, Colin? When you play with a guy, when you play with someone, you know that team. I know what was there. It wasn't much to work with there. Trust me. Now, if he'd had something to work with, and I said, oh, no, he had everything to work with, that was on him. It was not on Jeff.
You didn't like the maturity of Vince Ferragamo?
Of course I liked the maturity.
He was a grown-up.
I like the way Vince threw the ball. I loved it. I mean, but...
Very reliable personality.
Very, very reliable. But I'll say this much here. I guarantee if you ask Vince Ferragamo, Vince, did you ever do anything dumb when you were 22? He said, man, who didn't? You probably didn't.
No,
Joy? Joy's quiet.
I came out at 9 years old wearing a suit.
I can't chug a beer, though.
See, all of us did. I mean, you're an athlete. You're an athlete. First of all, he's a top pick. His team is doing better. Baker's team, I mean, they're excited. They're excited about football in Cleveland. They're not talking about, okay, we might win 2 games or we might win 3 games. They're thinking about playoffs. I don't even know.
You know who I like?
Who?
Jared Goff.
I like Jared.
We need all personality types in the league.
Jared Goff wouldn't do that. Do you like Jared Goff?
I like Jared Goff. I like Jared.
What do you like about him?
I think Jared is a good I think he's a good quarterback. I still think he's still learning.
Sure.
And I think that, I think him and Sean McVay go hand in hand. They really do. I think one thing is people want to call you, oh, he's great. He's this, he's that. It takes time to develop that. Really
he had a bad rookie year.
We wasn't even a rookie year. It wasn't even fair. I mean, it was unfair to even call that his rookie year. I think his rookie year was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But Jared Goff as a player, I think he's developing as a player. I think Jared can be a great quarterback.
10 seconds.
And I think as time goes on, time tells all stories. That's what it is. I always say, wait till his time will tell his story.
Not a beer chugger.
Not a beer. College.